Let's get in a perspective from an analyst. Sarabjit from Angel Broking joins us. Sarabjit, thanks so much for joining in. What do you make of this news just coming in? Sun Pharma has informed the exchanges that the import alert on the Mohali facility has been lifted. What do you make of this?
See, definitely it's very much long awaited, not just by Sun Pharma, but Ranbaxy, erstwhile Ranbaxy guys also, that to see that their plans come out of US FDA issues. So probably I guess they have done a great job, and probably I would say it's Sun Pharma's achievement that they have managed it to do after their acquisition of Ranbaxy. So I guess it's good thing, but in terms of quantifying, for me right now it's very difficult because it's one of the key plans for Ranbaxy, erstwhile Ranbaxy company, but definitely it will take time before the filings from this facility get approved. So probably I guess FY19 onwards probably is something that it will start impacting numbers, or even start putting in some effort, which will be visible in Sun Pharma numbers, but definitely a great breather for Sun Pharma in the long term, I would say. Yeah.
At this point of time, on the back of your hand, do you know how much this facility contributes to Sun Pharma? The US will be zero, but the other regions, how much does this contribute?
See, I don't have a plant-wise numbers, which is something which only company can give us right now. So, especially after its acquisition, I have no idea how much it would be contributing to Sun Pharma's numbers. So, number-wise, that's what I said. For me also, it's very difficult to quantify right now. But I guess its contribution in a very magnitudinal way, or in a significant way will be reflected only when, by FY19 or so, when approvals from this plant will start getting approval and getting launched in the market.
Sarabjit, if my memory serves me right, I believe this was the newest plant for Ranbaxy that came out after Devas and Paonta Sahib. Even at that plant, that time, did Mohali contribute anything to the US revenues for Ranbaxy, or it was just a new plant that came in and could not get any approval to sell anything?
See, that time also it was a new plant, and as you rightly said, the contribution was there, but it was not that significant. So, but it is definitely a new facility, so obviously product approvals, I guess the number of filings that can be done and would be definitely enhanced, and I think from that backdrop, it's a good positive news.
And what did the management say post this third quarter conference call on the Mohali plant? Did they say anything?
The thing is that with US FDA, they only give you normally timelines as to when they're likely to get inspected, because these are events which can't be predicted by companies also, and either which way, whether it will get approved or it will get some warning letters. These are something which companies also normally hesitate to predict actually, or take a call on. So from that perspective, I think probably the coming quarter, probably company will be more able to say something on the impact this approval will have for its long-term future growth prospects. It is definitely not going to be reflected so immediately. It will take its own time to get reflected in numbers, but definitely it will improve the return ratios of the company, and obviously the growth prospects of the company in the overall scheme of things. So I guess good relief for Sun Pharma, and it's coming after its Halol and other things, and after that it's acquired Ranbaxy, which is straddling and still is straddling with many issues. USFDA being one, and for a number of years. It's not just today. They are struggling with the same for a number of years. So I guess it's a good relief from that perspective, and I think it's a good achievement for the company as a whole, actually.
Finally, did you factor anything in your model in terms of value for Mohali?
See, how much? I would say, being old in this industry, one thing I've learned is not to factor any opportunity or any thing which unless is certain, because these events are something which even companies find it very difficult to quantify or even to take a call on. So it's better to quantify it where it happens, and to take buy into sector and spaces when the bad times were happening. So that's the reason that we were very bullish on Sun Pharma for a pretty long time, because we knew that the company is going through bad times, and it has all the with knowledge and wisdom to come out of the same. So that's a good time to buy great companies, and that's well-known wisdom of buying stocks in stock market. So we stick by that rather than playing the probability game as to if this gets approved and how much it contributes and how much because it's a time game. It can't be done today, and it will not get factored today. The way it's taken time to get approvals, it will take time to get reflected in books also. So we are not in a hurry to factor those issues, and mostly we avoid doing such calculations also, actually.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarabjit, for joining us and giving us a perspective on what this means. But clearly, as you heard Sarabjit said, the news is extremely positive because from zero revenues, you will have something. And the second point, which is very important to factor, is that this plant has been shut for a long time. Halol, which has a warning letter, is the biggest plant. So now, if a company which is under import alert gets a clean sheet from the US FDA, the street probably will be very hopeful that Halol, in which the observations were probably not as serious as it was with Mohali when the first import alert came in, probably should see the end of the should see light at the end of the day. So extremely positive news coming in for Sun Pharma, and the counter duly reacting up 6% today.
Yeah, seeing fireworks 6% higher on a day like today. Big relief coming in for Sun Pharma. Let's see whether the US FDA is as generous with the likes of Aurobindo or Wockhardt perhaps. Sun Pharma definitely getting this green signal now from the US FDA. But completely out of time on this edition of Markets at Lunch. So let's wind it up right here. It's a goodbye from Nangra and me. I will of course be back after this very quick break. Track the markets forward and riding the bull.